Hey, Kelsey, Norm MacDonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts.
Live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, The Kelsey Hudgins Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Screwball Whiskey Studios, indeed, SKREW ballwhiskey.com. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. Hashtag get screwed, hashtag screw it forward. Going on the road right now, Screwball Whiskey is doing a road trip around America right now, 6,000 plus miles. Right now they are in the great state of Missouri. Follow my boy Kreko at KREKO on Instagram to keep up with their journey across this country, doing random acts of kindness in random communities every day. Something different. The original peanut butter whiskey, all of the peanut butter whiskeys are posers. This Screwball is the only original peanut butter whiskey. Tomorrow's stories begin right here, screwballwhiskey.com. Also, DramaCityProductions.com, DramaCityProductions.com/Kelsey Hudgins Show. And believe it or not, also from DramaCityProductions.com, we are here with the Amigos. What's up, fellas?
What up? What up?
How's it going? How's the world treating you, boys?
Hot as the sun here where we're at in Phoenix.
Yeah, we've had the most consecutive days of 110 or something like that.
Jesus.
That's our fun.
Yes, the frying eggs on the.
Oh, you're frying eggs on the sidewalk?
That's what we do for fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun. So we tried to do
Arizona thing.
we tried to do this last time prior to my episode with you guys, which was awesome. Thank you guys for having me on again, by the way. That was a lot of fun. But it's always something, and I mean, it's me, man. I got the bad luck with audio and all these other things, but we're
not the only one.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to find out, man. Everybody has issues with these things, I guess, as it seems. We got Dave, Sarah, and we got old Ben, small town mentality Ben, in the chat over here. Shout out, boys.
And, we recently had Ralph Sutton on our show a month ago, something like that, and he put it in perspective. He's the head of Gas Digital Network, the SDR show.
Yeah.
And he had in his closet next to him $1,000 of failed experiments to try to perfect his audio.
Oh man. Yeah, like that's the thing is I don't know what the issue is with a lot of these things, but I've figured out that most of it is just holding your mouth right when you do it, I guess.
Right.
But
Frost.
yeah, but who
That's
knows?
what she tells you, right?
That's what she says. So we were talking a little bit on the episode that I did with you guys. You guys are into conspiracy stuff, is that?
Most definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can always talk about conspiracies. Really, I mean, you got one side and you got the other, you know what I mean? So it's really great conversation, thoughts on where they are, where they think things are.
Yeah, exactly. Did you guys we were talking about the Vegas thing and all. Did you guys look into any of that nonsense between then and now?
No, I haven't. I'm still stuck all on the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I don't know if I pitched this to Scott yet, but
Ooh.
I want to do an entire episode of us breaking down everything that's going on with Jeff Epstein.
Ooh.
Hell yeah, man.
Fun.
I've seen that there's a new documentary on Netflix about it, but I did the Sunset Grill thing with my old co-host Noah, and he went balls deep into the whole fucking Epstein situation. Hey Kimmy, good to see you. I'm well. it's he went balls deep into the whole Epstein situation, and man, just doing a show with a co-host who's that into something, it was like I heard a lot about it in a very short amount of time, and I was like, listen, man, I'm gonna take a break for just a little bit. Like, it'll still be there in a few years whenever, or a few months whenever I want to go back to it. But
right. I mean, it definitely comes, as long as you have somebody that you're talking with that isn't too overboard or like overbearing on what they think, like that's when it's a good conversation. But when somebody's like, no, this is what happened, or like, you know what I mean, and it's like, okay, well,
I got to talk to people that can actually give me dialogue with it.
yeah,
Because I mean, you can pitch a conspiracy on part of it and be way off into left field. I want to have someone with reason, if in case I go to the left field, bring me back a little bit more to center and say, no, that's kind of a crazy idea, and this is why.
one has to see both sides of it that you're, in the conspiracy world with. I would think, when you're having those conversations, is what I would think to have better conspiracy talks with. We have some people that we know that get a little bit more involved in things.
yeah.
Yeah,
And they're very vocal on that one side, and it kind of fun. I guess
because I know
fun.
what you're talking about.
It's fun to to kind of see that sometimes.
Oh yeah, man.
Anybody like that? You know?
Oh, the gung ho on one side, and no other. Like, we'll have no other, opinion of what could be going on, and if you're believing anything that somebody else is telling you, you're just a shill.
Right.
That kind. Yeah, I know a few.
Yeah.
Stosh in the chat. What up, Stosh? What up, Chris? Got a chat popping over here today. Yeah, man. I know a lot of people like that, that just have their minds made up on things being a certain way, and but then again, I have a lot of friends who believe their own thing, and they're like, hey, you believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to tell you either way. But yeah, this is one thing though that it seems like if anyone tries to go down the path of denying any, or not denying, might not be the best word, but saying that, oh, this I'm not going to pay attention to this. They're like, oh, so you don't care about child trafficking? You don't care about children? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that's not what we're saying. Just all
Right.
I'm saying is that I've heard a lot about this stuff for a really long time, and I'm taking a little break.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming for sure.
Hashtag save the children.
Hashtag save the children. And I did hear that Ghislaine Maxwell, old Ghislaine, my boy Jamie Deluxe calls her Ghislaine Maxwell, was denied the appeal to keep private all of the files that were going to be released or whatever.
Yeah.
Documents, yeah.
The
And
documents.
they just released her off of Suicide Watch.
Yeah.
That's a death sentence.
I mean,
We'll be talking about this in a week, I guess.
yeah. So in other words, her payout is the least right now in the death pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Have you ever done one of those, a death pool?
nah. I like the idea of it, I guess, because I like gamble. I like the thought of gambling and things like that. But man, when you're talking about people killing themselves or getting killed or whatever, that puts a little different connotation to what you're doing, I think.
You can take the nice approach because they're people that you pick, because it can just be their time.
Yeah.
And that's a nice way to do it versus like, Bieber, saying he's gonna go and like or something. You know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah.
kinda like,
Kind of dark.
kind of dark, just a little.
Yeah, just
Last year was the first year that I did not play in death pool. There was like, what, 3 or 4 years straight that I would play.
How do you?
We would use points, though, instead of paying out.
Yeah, how do you even go? How do you even go about that? Is that like a dark web thing, or a friendly wager
dark
thing?
web member.
It was not dark web. A friend approached me. A friend who recently moved to Portland approached me about it. Him and a few of his coworkers, a couple other friends, decided to start the pool. And then, I'll do it a couple weeks prior to it starting because they start at a certain time every year. It's about the same time as the football fantasy draft.
Yeah.
He was just like, all right, we're going to have a draft of who you want to pick here on this date. And then when it took place, they're just grabbing people. So from when he said that it's actually going to happen and when we did it, I did a little bit of research the first time, who I should pick. And I picked some people that think would go that year. And then I picked some wild cards and some long shots. And you would get a certain amount of points.
Nice.
You get a certain amount of points, and by the end of the year, whoever had the most points, it would roll over. If there was, or not roll over, that person would win. If you tied, it would roll over to the next and to out again.
You said it was 8 or like nice,
similar to fantasy
nice.
football.
Okay, cool.
So
That's pretty awesome.
Picking your team or whatever. Yeah, you're
picking your horses.
Picking your horses. The year that I got out, or that was my last year doing it, Betty White was points. Like, no one's thinking that she's. And if she did, you basically won because there's no way no one else could catch up the value that she had.
Because she's so. You mean because no one thinks she's gonna go? Because she's so old. Look, I mean, she's like 91 or some shit.
If coronavirus hasn't killed Betty White yet, nothing is going to kill Betty White.
Yeah, man. Old Betty White, she's probably going to outlive us all, huh?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm pretty positive about it.
When the asteroids hit, she'll be the one in the cave.
Dude, have you seen...
will win the World Series again before Betty White died.
Have you guys ever seen pictures of young Betty White?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. She was hot.
Dude.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Netflix.
Goodness gracious. She was something
else. There's a documentary about how hot Betty White was.
Yeah, it was actually called that. How Hot is Betty White on Netflix.
Yeah. How hot was Betty White?
She was hot.
Yeah, Chris, I hear you, buddy. We full.
Would you?
About what now?
Would you take Betty White out on a date right now at her not current age, her old timey age now?
Of course I would.
Or young timey age.
That was not my question.
What do you mean? You mean take her out now?
No, I'd not even take her. If you had a chance at Betty White today, would you?
Yes.
At her age now?
Yes.
I would definitely I would take her out to dinner and stuff.
You kidding me? A fucking golden girl? Yes.
I have a golden girl shirt. I'd wear it to the date.
Dude, you mean someone who has gotten the chance to act with the great Dom Irera and B. Arthur? Yes.
Nice name drop.
Absolutely. I'll tell you who else to this day can get it. Stevie Nicks.
Oh yeah, she's pretty.
To this day. To this day. Just because, listen, Stevie Nicks is the only woman to ever be inducted into the Hall of Fame twice. Once through Fleetwood Mac and once by herself. And as far as like in their prime pictures go, I think Stevie's got probably the best one.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, she's pretty. You definitely got that there.
That's funny, man.
Sure.
What's that? Okay, so now that we're on this subject, who was your first like celebrity crush that you can remember having? Like, it doesn't even have to be like a celebrity crush. It could just be like a random chick that was in a random movie that you liked, or some or
Okay, so
TV
the
show.
very first one I can remember. I'll go first. It was what was her name? I think it was Winnie Cooper from Savage when he was growing up.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Not Family Matters. I gotta look it up. I'll figure it out. But you go ahead, Mark, if you're ready.
Wow. That guy's like his age of what he's thinking.
That's when I first.
It would have
That's when I
been.
first.
Yeah, it would have been.
Oh, that's
From-
old. You were older then.
That's still about that same. Like,
Kind of.
it's only like a couple years older from that. But if like you're talking about like teenage years, pick from Weird Science.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah, she was not.
I
Sure.
can't even.
Look it up.
Her husband just recently committed suicide
Oh.
by Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
really?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
The Wonder Years. That's
That's what I.
Cooper from the Wonder Years.
Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
Seen her now though?
She's probably not there.
Marie
She's
Osmond,
still
Farrah
doing her
Fawcett. I hear you,
She's
Chris.
still- was she the one doing porn? She was doing porn?
No, she
Oh.
wasn't. No.
Oh, gotcha.
So mine was. Do you remember the movie the movie Ladybugs, the Rodney
Yeah.
Dangerfield movie?
Oh, where he's a soccer coach?
Yeah. So mine was like the chick from that movie, the love interest that the stepson was in love with. The I don't know what it was about the girl in that movie that the stepson was digging on. I can't remember her name at all. First one I remember. I don't know why I asked that question. It was just something random on the subject that we were talking about.
Remember what this character name was? Was it Bess or Kimberly or Dave? No, not Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, Dave.
Was it
Dave,
Dave?
probably.
It was Dave. What
Yeah.
Dave's real name is Parks. Like Tom Parks.
Yeah, let me see.
What was the last movie? Not the last movie. What was the first movie that you paused and tossed to?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it was Kimberly Mullen, Vanessa Shaw.
you looking
Okay,
it up? Yeah.
that I paused and tossed. Okay. Mine was a music video, and it was Jennifer Lopez, Waiting for Tonight.
I was gonna name it
For
down.
tonight?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Actually, say that like I've never done that.
Oh, Dave Sarah gets it.
Yeah,
You've
no,
never
I
done
didn't
that?
Either.
Oh.
I've never had to pause it, and like I've always been going at it.
During.
Yeah, so it's, you know what I mean. So back then, back in the old days, Cinemax was a great late night watcher of. So I couldn't tell you exactly what movie, but there was tons of gems that came on.
Oh,
And that had to
Skinamax.
be one of the first ones.
Yeah,
Cinemax, yeah.
I
Hid-
can say Skinamax was definitely
There in the list of.
never paused though.
Yeah, I never. It was always
no.
because the next one was a good one. He's gonna
Well-
get past all the dialogue and shit.
Also, because I don't know if you guys were in the situation I was in where I didn't have Showtime or Cinemax, but you could go to those channels and the blurry screen, you could like fuck with the
Oh, the
contrast, and you can mess with
Scramble?
you can mess with your settings or whatever, and you could see what was going
Yeah.
on, but it was like through
Yeah.
the fuzz.
I had a friend whose parents got the wand.
Yeah.
So you put it in the back of the box. So we would then watch Spice.
Oh yeah,
And then
Oh,
one
man.
time I slept over, I recorded about 8 hours worth of Spice.
nice. Well, see, if you record it, then you could pause and toss that.
Good. Never did though.
I was actually, speaking of recording things, I was reading last night on Reddit. There was an archivist who recorded like several years, like, and by several I mean like a couple of decades of some major network television stations on VHS, just recorded several, like, by the end of the recording, this archivist had 9 apartments full of video footage, like actual hard VHS tapes of just major network television right now. And the Internet Archive is now digitizing all of those.
No, that sounds.
Yeah, digitizing
smart, right?
all of those videos right now. So if you got 8 hours of Spice, man, you might want to donate it to the Internet Archive, dude. They might be looking for some of that old.
Yeah, for real. We're gonna need that in the caves. With
I'll
Betty
have
White.
to go back home and look through my dad's old VHS.
That's right.
Think about if shit hit the fan.
But he brings that up.
You know, the Internet Archives. Yeah.
We
You can go
have
there.
an episode where we discovered that we are being archived on one of the government websites.
Really?
Got a hit from them.
Archive.org, the name of the website.
Yeah.
Every single one of our episodes is being downloaded and archived on there.
Really?
Yeah, we had this weird, like, crazy traffic, like in, what was it, Maryland or something near Langley. Like, we got this whole, like,
It was in Virginia, about an hour from one.
it was
Dude,
kinda
that's
weird.
serious,
We
man.
started looking up the location. Yeah. And it was after, we even, like, pinpointed after the episode once it happened.
All right, guys, this has been a great
Like-
episode. This is good to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're on that.
I gotta go. We can't talk anymore. This episode is gone. I'm deleting it.
We already had you last week. We already got you last week with us.
Yeah, exactly. No, Dave, I'll show you that. Dave's in the chat asking about the apartments. I'll send you the link I found on Reddit in a little bit. Me and Dave are actually going to go live here after a while,
nice.
and just fuck around, do nothing in particular. Basically, what we're all doing. By the way, I noticed that you guys have a similar approach to podcasting that I have, which is like no plan, just hit stream and just start talking. And is that a thing that you guys do normally, or is that something that kind of just happened over time, or is that like a special occasion thing?
That is something that definitely happened over time.
This is post-COVID.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID, we actually had agendas and stuff, and the news, we just talked about topics and shit. We
Yeah.
kind of had a format. And then when things kind of, all the news was just COVID and just bad shit, you're like, well, have
No, I
people
mean-
on and go. But we've been
We should give credit where credit's due, right? So we took over
That's true.
Ben's Small Town Mentality podcast, and that's a similar format that he does. He just turns the mic on and starts shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And so we decided we were going to follow his format while we took over his show. And just stuck to it for the most part. I mean, we were doing our agenda a little bit. There's just crazy topics that we would find, or something that we found funny or dark or both.
oh, what do you mean? Because
Topics. Yeah.
oh yeah, it just seems.
When we've
I
had
know.
like certain guests on though, we have made it like new format though. Like Kevin Johnson from the Ozarks on like a legit interview.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we, ask him a lot about the Ozarks because we're both fans, and we're kind of talking the stuff with him, and
At a show, and same thing.
on those ones we kind of prepared more because you want to know what because
Right.
these people are on screen, like these people are people that. Talk.
However, I will say this: it is there's a weird thing. We interview people, even if they're not like obviously we have not had anybody A-list on our podcast ever, but people that have been in acting situation on hit series, see Camacho with Kevin L. Johnson, Ozarks. there always ends up to be from them somehow of some bodily fluid
Yeah, gross.
gone awry in some situation or story. It always ends up coming out on our show. It's a trend.
Yeah, yeah. It tends to, we just try to, I think that's how you do it with interviewing people or talking with people. You basically just try to get real life stories out of them, or you know what I mean, like the real. You don't want to talk too much shop with them, business, right, with their jobs or whatever. So you just want to make it more real for them. Is what I think we try to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes
What was Jesse's? He pissed his pants on Colin Farrell.
Yeah, that was a great story.
Oh man,
he was meeting Colin Farrell for the first time, and he had this crazy story about meeting him, and he was drinking. He's not a big drinker, I think, and he was drinking, and he couldn't hold it. But he was waiting to meet him. He just went while he was doing it. It was in a nightclub. Couldn't see, so he had to go to the bathroom or change or something after. I think it was. Yeah, it was a crazy good story,
It was. No, it's a fantastic story.
yeah,
Right.
no shit. I got a buddy who's anonymous who has a Colin Farrell's. Was it Colin Farrell that we were just talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He's got a Colin Farrell story of him like on the other end of a bar before Colin Farrell went sober or got off the wagon or on the wagon. I don't know which one sober is. But they were throwing chocolate mushrooms into each other's mouths from across the bar, barking like seals, apparently. So I'm sure Colin Farrell is no stranger to getting hammered and pissing himself at least once or twice.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
Oh, goodness.
That is very true.
That's
When's the last
funny.
time that you've done any psychedelics like that?
It's like-
Chocolate mushroom.
Last time I did psychedelics, I tripped some acid on Christmas.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Does
was
that make
just.
Christmas better or what?
It made it better. I like to trip at least like once every 6 months to a year. Just even if it's just like a tiny bit. I don't know. I enjoy that world for just a little bit, and it's
I think it's a good way. It's almost like a clear the brain palate.
yeah.
I'm a huge fan for mushrooms for sure. That changed life, that changed attitude, that type. Euphoria.
Yeah.
Wow. I have not done any of those.
Man, it's funny, and if you listen to people like the McKennas or your Paul Stamets or anybody who's what's the word, proprietor, a person who speaks positively about the benefits of psilocybins and things like that. They all say that those things sort of untangle wires in your brain, for lack of a better term. Like it for me, that's exactly what it does. Like if things just get jumbled up every now and again, a half a hit of acid or some mushrooms or whatever your thing is, I really think that's super helpful in putting you in the mindset of being able to to take away, like take your ego out of the situation, where you're like, okay, well, I'm in a situation where I'm not doing very well financially. I might be behind on rent, or I might be whatever problem you might have in your life. Take a little acid or mushrooms or something like that, and you think, okay, I'm a human being on this earth that is living and breathing and interacting with everything else in this earth. So then the actual big problems that are at the forefront in your mind aren't as prevalent anymore, where you see the bigger picture, like, oh, I will be able to overcome this and surpass this. Well, I see you out there, Jetta V6.
Maybe we should have like a Scott into doing.
No, that's.
Well, with that,
like
we'll do
couple days off of work.
we'll do a podcast and we'll convince Scott to do them.
Yep. And then we'll do them live on the podcast.
Just call it fucking Peer Pressure Podcast.
I'll do a fucking psychedelic show. I had
I'm gonna hold you to that.
yeah, dude, I don't give a shit. I'll do a psychedelic show, but I mean, acid. I don't do mushrooms a whole lot, and I've only done them a few times, and I think that was because I spoiled myself with the first few times I tripped. Were like 2CI and 2CE, and those like chemicals and weird synthetic things, which are like way more powerful than even acid. So then when I started taking acid, I was like, oh, this is nice, a lighter trip. So then when I take mushrooms, it's even lighter than that. So it's like, okay, I get it. I get it. But man, I like to surpass the moon, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
I hear you, Chris. We'll talk.
One day you'll find yourself.
That sounds fun.
Chris saying,
one day I'll find myself.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, man. That's it's the sort of thing to where you could get to the point where I know people who will take like a super microdosing, I think they call it. Take like a super small amount and then just go live your life and go do whatever you would normally do. And they're like, dude, this is better than any kind of like pharmaceutical you could get, and they use it to treat depression and all kinds of.
I just recently found out. I was watching this documentary, and then I turned around and actually did the research to figure out the validity of what they were documentary. I found out that MDMA was actually created to treat PTSD. Like I honestly knew. Later in life, like now, they're using it to treat PTSD, but I didn't realize that it was actually for that intended purposes. I thought, it was some European drug that somebody created, life drug. It's not. It was actually meant for medical purposes here in the United States.
Wow.
Insane.
Well, you hear that they say like the psychedelic stuff is if it's a controlled environment or something, or they can use it medically, like you were saying, basically it can help you, kind of, again, like open your brain or like make you in a better mindset versus going through.
Yeah, man, and I think that's important, man, for folks who have issues with things like that. Some of these pharmaceuticals will, it'll take your brain and start to rewire things. And I don't know that is the smartest thing to do. And then again, acid's no different. It was also created in a lab. No different than any of those pharmaceuticals. All of this stuff was created in a lab. But mushrooms, I feel like, are, these are nature's way of fucking straightening out your clutter inside your mind. And I think that if you figure out how to use something like acid or 2C, anything, whatever letter comes after that you could do these things on your own. But yeah, man.
What I found out is that acid and MDMA were created by the same people.
Oh
wow.
Oh man, I used to love to do those. I used to love to do those together. That's called candy flipping, acid and Molly.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah.
What kind of experience is that? Look at his face.
It's
what
basically
kind of experience is that?
It's all right. So you get the tracers and things like that you get with acid. Like, you can do your hand like this and your hand's like all across your, like you get that with acid. Also, like the visuals are insane. With MDMA, the visuals are even more intense because everything looks neon and everything feels neon. Everything feels electric. and
So
like you can see or
basically
feel.
You're in Tron.
Yeah,
Tron.
literally, that's what it's like.
Oh, you're in
Yeah,
Tron.
yeah,
Combo Tron.
it's just like Tron. Literally, it's like,
Tron lately.
Maybe Tron.
oh yeah, we're gonna Tron later. I'm telling you, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that episode. I'll get down on some of that shit. I don't know. I keep a couple hits of acid squared away for like a rainy day, and I've like trimmed corners off of it and like little microdose here and there. But last time I trip was on Christmas, and we just in voice chat on Discord watched a bunch of fucking movies. I streamed a bunch of like movies on Twitch that I probably shouldn't have done, but I took them down. But for us, it was fun.
Gotta be careful what you say, like what you have going on or whatever. 'Cause
Yeah.
you might get swatted.
Oh Jesus! Listen, I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. You just swat me. Bring it on. Come get me. I don't fucking care. I have not shot my wife in the face. I'm going on record to saying right now I have not shot my wife in the face. I don't even have a wife. Carrie Creco Harris, Screwball Whiskey, screwballwhiskey.com. He just commented.
Nice, good
He just
plug.
commented.
Nice, good plug.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Those things are a lot of fun. What's your so Scott? If you've never done any psychedelics at all?
No, none.
Do you get down on anything else like pot or?
Weed. Yeah, just weed.
Yeah, man.
I'm lame to say weed.
Just green tea. We have to say green tea when we're
Yeah.
we have to say green tea when we're on VR chat with Red Band, because I think that they're weird on him about Twitch is weird about people smoking on. Bam. Guess what? I voted. That's happening right at the end. I don't know. I like those. People that know me well in person like know this about me, but dude, I pretty much have to smoke all day long, all day, every day, unless even when I'm not home, I kind of have to keep my pen on me, or it's like a security blanket at this point, man. Used to be
If
alcohol.
you had to leave the house. Leave the house with one item, your phone or your pen. Which would it be?
Pen.
He's like, fuck the phone.
Yeah, fuck the phone.
Man.
I
No one
don't
needs
even
it.
want to talk to anybody
Yeah,
anyways.
for real.
I mean,
You know,
it
you
might.
have that feeling like when you.
Yeah.
When you leave the house and you leave your phone, you're like, oh shit, where's my phone? You're kind of like that. Where's it at? Kind of thing. So I'm guessing you have that with the
Pen.
pen.
Yeah. That's probably the same thing. Like I do get maybe if I don't have my phone, I'll be like, shit, I forgot my phone, but I'll hit the pen and be like, oh shit, it doesn't matter.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, it solves the problem.
Yeah.
Like phone, keys, wallet, pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's 100% when I leave my house. If I'm going, well, not if I leave my house like just to go pick something up. I mean, that's more if I like know I'm gonna be gone for a few hours, like to a show or a gig or anything. Man, I'll keep my guitar case popped open behind me and just leave it sitting in there, and I'll just turn around and like hit it and be out. On stage, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so you're we need to get you to do some psychedelics, man.
Here comes.
How long has that conversation been going on? How long have you been trying to talk him into it?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no,
We-
he's
oh,
touched on
so,
it for a
Yes,
while.
we have guests on the podcast and talk specifically for a good stint. Asking or not trying to talk Scott into doing Alex is not too bad, but for sure, like we need to get Scott to do psychedelic world and
We're in a padded room, so we're already
you're already halfway there, man. That'll be fun. Or you know what's funny? Or me and Mark will just take a shitload, and you can like moderate and be like, "All right, guys, let's bring it back in. We're talking about cartoons too much."
I'll wear a bow tie like I'm the fucking host.
Well,
yeah,
you know what's funny is every now and then we'll do some spicy stuff, like some serious spicy stuff on the podcast. And Scott's the moderator for it all.
Because I don't do that either. I had one bad experience and that was not good.
Oh man, what was the bad experience?
It was like this hot, like I don't know,
750,000 Scoville units of hot sauce on a chip.
Like the whole chip. And
yeah.
Was it Reaper
like
sauce?
Yeah, it was a swimming pool on the. I don't know
it was a Scorpion Reaper.
Oh wow.
I had that. That was my. I don't do it at all, so I went from 0 to that, and then imagine.
Yeah. Mild Taco Bell sauce is spicy for him.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh man.
He can't even do peppermint candies. Spicy.
No, I can do that.
Dude, mayonnaise is just too spicy.
Yeah.
Nah,
Really
dude, I'm from probably an hour and a half away from where the Carolina Reaper was grown. And I can eat spicy things, like very, very spicy things. As far as like the pain, the mouth pain and the throat pain, that doesn't bother me so much as the heartburn that I get after. And I mean, I have to take the Prilosec every day, or not the Prilosec, but like the generic brand of whatever that is. Not sponsored by Prilosec. Yeah, like what? Yeah, the omeprazole equate.
Omeprazole, that's what it is. You know, I take that every single day too. Well, actually, when I don't have my prescription, usually I'm on a prescription for Dexalon, which is basically kill any type of heartburn.
Yeah. I get them from Amazon. I just get they send me a big 3-pack of those pills from Amazon, and I'm subscribed, so they just send me that every by the way, not sponsored by Amazon, but I just want to tell everybody real quick, if there is something that you usually buy like every other week or every couple of weeks or something, if you subscribe to it on Amazon, it will just ship it to you. Like it'll just charge your card and ship it at the frequency that you set it up for, and it'll save you like a percentage off of your order. Not a sponsored ad, not an ad at all, just trying to help you guys save some money out there in the world.
But if you do want to save some money out there, the Amigos have a link for Amazon on our website.
At amigospc.com?
AmigosPC.net.
At AmigosPC.net.
Not cool enough to get the .com. Yeah.
We have to do a few more charity events to get the .com.
If you go to AmigosPC.com, you may end up getting in a relationship with.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the
a Latino person?
It was all dudes. It was a Mexican meetup
website.
It was
Mexicano. You know.
Damn Albert.
Damn Albert.
It's definitely not a Latina hookup.
Our other amigo.
But you have yet to meet yet. You'll at some point we'll get him together and.
Yeah, our part-time amigo.
Part-time amigo.
There it is.
Our part-time amigo.
Thank you, sir.
Nailed it. So yeah, I've wondered this. What does Amigos PC? Where does the name come from? How did you get? I always love name stories, name origins.
I definitely have a name story, that's for sure. So when we first started the podcast, none of us are very creative. And
I kind of am. It's hit or miss.
You did our old logo here. We started off as the Three Amigos. We did a few
Okay.
episodes.
Okay.
Three Amigos.
Which is one, I thought it was.
The Three Amigos.
No, but how many episodes?
No, we did more than one.
Oh shit. Okay.
So we felt it was a little too infringing. Yeah, because we were Josh Harrison had. That was, we were.
Oh yeah. Oh,
we were a
that's
good
what it was. Yeah.
handful.
That's true.
Episodes in.
That's true.
We felt it was too infringy with the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Right. And so we thinking of, okay, well, what can we do to change it? Things like that. And we had a local comedian from Phoenix on, Josh Harrison. He's actually starting to find him in the next Netflix special.
Oh shit.
It's true.
After the episode we recorded with him, you can find it on YouTube or any of the podcast. He basically was like, our Amigos is like half the size of me in every aspect of
Tallness and weightness.
he basically was like, honestly, you guys should call yourselves the 2.5 Amigos. It's hilarious. Why don't we do that? So then we made a decision. We're going to do the 2.5 Amigos. Then Albert decided, probably like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It was well before COVID. He stopped showing up.
Yeah.
And he basically became part-time. So I was talking to Scott, and I'm like, our show doesn't make sense anymore. We cut it down. We were like, Amigos. We were like, what is it? Amigos. Right? I mean, that sounds stupid. So let's, Amigos PC. It means the same thing, Amigos podcast, but people can interpret it a little differently. They can think that it means politically correct, and it doesn't.
Nope, shit
And
balls.
we're
Yeah.
not at
Shit
all.
balls. Rainstorms.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
I mean, we're no like Ralph Sutton and the SDR doing crazy antics of hookers and blow and all sorts of other things on the podcast, but we are definitely not PC in any way, shape, or form. So
Yeah.
it really means Amigos podcast because again we're still in, but we've done the logo, the design a little bit better. It's more suiting to us because we're 80s kids.
Yeah, that's why it's like more.
Nice vibe.
Yeah.
According to Ralph Sutton.
Whatever.
Yeah, man.
That's
Actually
kind of what it
looks,
came to.
it looks good here. Let's I want to drop it up here
Actually, it's a
on
pretty
the screen
decent
so folks can see.
Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad story.
No, it's a pretty decent story. Like we have something that this
Yeah.
is how things unfolded.
We have a lineage or a timeline of going to be. So it's
we have a
kinda-
backstory now.
Yeah, there we go. Backstory. That's a better word. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh.
There we are. There's all of us.
Wow.
I'm actually I've been talking around about it here lately about some special news that I was going to be dropping over the next few little bit, days or whatever. And since you guys say that people always end up telling random stories on your show, since you're here on mine, I'll say that by the end of or by next week, KelseyHudgins.com will be a thing. It will be live and running. So I'm going to have a website and a store on the website for merchandise and all sorts of interesting shit, so to speak.
Hell yeah,
will there
man.
be psychedelics in
Yeah.
the shop?
Can we
that
buy
I can-
drugs on your
Yeah.
website?
Yes, you can buy drugs on the website. It will be KelseyHudgins.com/illegal substances.
Let me get Squad on the phone. Hang on.
KelseyHudgins.com Silk Road.
Yeah, and you can donate to my my bail fund at KelseyHudgins.com/get Kelsey out of jail. KelseyHudgins.com/bail Kelsey out.
There we go.
I
I think that GoFundMe is gonna definitely skyrocket.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah, check out DramaCityProductions.com/Kelsey Hudgins show is in prison.
You're gonna be like Tupac. You're gonna release every episode from prison.
Oh, dude, listen. They're going to drop me off at the studio before I even go home from prison because that's what Tupac did. Go straight to the studio.
Yep.
To record a bunch of shit.
Hell yeah. Be like, all right. Fuck you in the click you claim. Nah, but so when we talked last week, we were talking about Netflix a little bit. Have you guys watched anything else interesting on the Netflix over the last couple of, or any other platform over the last few days?
Ooh, yes. Amazon Prime Homecoming.
Okay.
With, Julia
Roberts.
Ooh.
It's about military individuals have PTSD. Wow, PTSD again.
Wow.
PTSD.
Name of the episode.
They're living at a facility, giving them medication that they don't know they're taking placebos,
Spoiler, damn, I haven't got that far.
Sorry. Either way, taking medication that they think they're taking and they're not, and it's crazy, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere there's a second timeline and you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's a really good show.
Did you finish it?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay. I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
So yeah, by the time you get to like the 3rd or 4th, you're like, holy shit, I didn't realize this was like 5 different ones.
So you gotta go back and fucking watch over.
Yeah, because you're like, holy shit, no, I missed something somewhere. It's weird the way that they did this show, and I'm not trying to like really spoil a lot of it, but the way they did this show was you start watching it the first couple episodes and you think it's all one legit timeline. Like anything is off or different, and then during I think the 3rd or 4th episode, you're like, oh, hold the fuck up. There is 2 separate timelines going on right now, and I need to figure out which one is which. Pretty great. Episode on Netflix, Dark.
What? That's
Dark.
the name of the show?
Yeah, it's the name of the show. It is
Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't.
German time traveling.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was it Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that one. I haven't seen the latest season that came out of on Dark, but yeah, I really liked the first season, and the second season was pretty good.
Are they Nazis at the time,
No.
or just Germans? Oh, I might be out.
It's a German show dubbed in. My premise is a little off. There is time travel.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
what lured you. Was
Yeah.
travel. Okay.
I was like, it's in German. They're time traveling.
I thought they were Nazi time
I'm
travelers.
pretty sure there's going to be Nazis, and I'm
Nothing
not going
yet.
to ruin it for you.
Yet. Great. Well, I'm not gonna check that one out.
Oh, have you seen Hunters?
Good one.
That's
I
on
haven't seen
Prime.
Hunters.
God. So,
Which? Oh, I'm thinking Mine Hunters.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Hunters
Mindhunters I've
with Al
seen.
Pacino.
Oh yeah.
Hunters with Al Pacino.
Oh no.
That one's
I don't
good.
know. Are you? Uh-oh.
Hello.
Did we lose you? Oh. Into
Seriously.
Nazis and like do you like
Weird way to say
knowing
that.
knowledge of like what the Nazi regime like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a pretty intriguing subject. I would say.
Hunters is like the Nazis lost the war, but in the 70s there happened to be underground regime. A good way to explain it.
Basically is an idea that Nazis never really fully went away. So it's almost like integrated into the world, and you kind of watch it, what's played out since everything ended. But basically, what you think that you learned in school and stuff, or that what you were told, didn't really happen. That's kind of what this is. It's a really good show.
And that's on Prime?
That's on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
What up, Garlic? I see you out there.
There's a lot of shows right now out there that are I see like that with. That's not the only episode or show that we.
There was another one too that basically, after I watched Hunters, then there was another like document series that actually had to go through, what we saw in Hunters, for them to kind of walk through and try to find the things that we saw in Hunters. It wasn't based on Hunters, but it was like knowledge that they know that things didn't end the way it did. Not spoiling what happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was another documentary thing. That was like on Travel Channel
that's
or
a
Discovery or something.
Well-known conspiracy. So it's not
Dave Sarah says, "Oh, so basically the truth. Cool."
Yeah. It's just conspiracy because that's what they label it, and everyone who thinks different than what they tell you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Oh, there was another Nazi show that we saw.
Now I did watch the World War II. I can't remember who it was that did it, but it was like a World War II thing that sort of focused on the Nazi regime and Hitler and all that shit that was on Netflix not long ago. But it was one of those things where like the Ken Burns style where you've got this soothing voice in the background that you just end up immediately fall asleep. Because I'm interested in the things that they're talking about, but just like when you've got like that calm narration voice behind the music that they play in these things, like man,
Ken Burns. Yeah, this Hunters is more of just a show.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
You'll definitely get on board with that.
Yeah.
But like the other one that I saw was a documentary kind of thing where they're going to different places and trying to track things down.
Yeah.
Kind of tie everything together.
I've seen it. Couldn't get into it that much.
Watched them all. Watched all of them. Watched them all.
You mentioned Mindhunters. Did you both watch all of Mindhunters?
I have not.
I thought it was canceled.
Yeah.
If you didn't know that.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
I thought it was good too, man. That first season was incredible. Like, if they would have done another one of those, like it seemed like they got lazy with the second season a little bit. And
I agree.
Because, dude, they build us up to think that they're gonna like go into the BTK killer.
Yeah. So just so Mark knows kind of what it is. So basically, is a show, or it's a Netflix show that talks about basically FBI, the first part of the FBI division that started to actually label serial killers and find a way to profile them. These guys
I have seen that.
Have you all of them, or
no? Yeah,
just...
I've seen it all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
How did that not fucking?
I don't know. But as soon as you described it, I'm like, oh yeah, I have seen that.
Oh, okay.
The guy. Yeah, no. What did you think?
No, it was good. I mean, they're talking about different serial killers, right? So it was.
Yeah.
It was good because you're like seeing the insight and
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, it was good.
They had a pretty good cast in that, I thought too. Like the guy who played the lead detective or the lead FBI guy, the younger guy, is actually the guy who voices the reindeer guy in Frozen.
Yeah, Kristoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too, and I watched Hamilton. Sounds okay to say, but
The next thing I just watched.
so I watched that, and he was actually in that. He sings in that.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh wow, yeah, he's one of he's the king and whatever.
Well,
I
that's
was like,
kind
oh,
of
shit,
interesting.
that's the dude from Mindhunter.
On our next episode for our podcast, so me and Scott are going to go into a documentary that he had me watch.
Finished it. I still haven't finished
That I mean, he gave me the wrong title to it, and I watched a different movie, and it was not what he had asked me to watch. And
Did you watch the whole thing,
the
though?
movie was,
it.
yeah, I did. I got hooked into the movie, and it was really fucked up.
So now I have to watch both. I have to
Yeah.
watch the fucked up movie that I told him wrong, and then I have to watch the rest of the one I told him to watch to at least be able to talk about the fucking
Thing.
thing.
Conversation, because the one that I mistakenly watched, he gave me the wrong title. It is super fucked up.
What was it?
Trust me, I had no clue.
The Evil Within.
Oh, The Evil
guess,
Within.
right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he was, all right, so let me guess. He was trying to get you to watch The Devil We Know about the Teflon?
No, we're gonna have to watch that one now.
Oh, shit. Well,
No,
here
so
we go.
The thing that he was trying to get me to watch, the movie that he was trying to get me to watch, or documentary, was The Enemies Within. And when he first sent over the title, he sent it over as the Evil Within.
That's what I thought it was.
So I know he was high when he sent it.
No.
And then I started watching The Evil Within, and I'm
I
probably...
sent you that in the morning.
I'm probably... Oh, you did.
Yeah.
So you were high during the morning.
Yep. Yeah.
Either way, so I'm like 20 minutes into The Evil Within, and I'm all like, I screenshot the IMDb description, and I'm like, is this the one you wanted me to watch?
Whoops.
He was like, no.
That's when I had to ask my wife, what were we watching? And then she had to look it up because she didn't fucking remember either.
The Evil Within, that's I like cheesy horror movies, man. That's one of those cheesy horror movies. Am I right? Isn't that what that is? I think I've seen that.
Well, it's not even that old, actually. But yeah, it like the video quality does come off a little cheap. But while you're watching it and like what happens and things that are going on, particularly with the main character, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
At first, you're like, wow, this is pretty sad. Very unfortunate. This movie's kind of off-putting. And then certain events start happening. You're like, wow, this is really fucked up.
Thanks, well, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
That's the new, I'm a big horror buff, and that's the new horror movie thing is now when the movie starts to let something happen that makes you feel excessively uncomfortable. And like, and when it used to be like it would just show you something that would make you scared or try to get you to jump or whatever, it shows you something so fucked up that like puts you off. It puts you in an off mood to start with.
This definitely does that.
That's the new fad in horror movies and such.
Well, that's my wife hates horror movies, so I have to like sneak watch this shit or watch it where she's not around, or because then I have kids around, so I have to like watch this shit in the iPad in the bathroom or something.
Is that
Been in the bathroom for an hour and a
I'm
half.
watching this horror movie.
Is that what it is now? I've heard a lot of people that are like, when you have kids, that it's basically like anything that you want to watch, you're gonna have to do headphones and either watch it on your phone or anything else. It's like that's the going rate when you have to watch something that isn't animated or
Stuff that I want to watch, yes. I can't watch around my kids. Very inappropriate, very quickly.
yeah.
Watching Spice. VHS tapes.
What's
However,
this
with
tape?
my wife, they're into the scary stuff. They watch the scary stuff with their. It's just mainly my sister has nudity in it.
Yeah.
I have to probably hang out in my room, and watch things, because if I watch in the the living room, the kids don't watch that shit.
Because when Game of Thrones first came out, my wife, she was completely, she hated it. She was like, "You're just watching it for the nudity." I'm like, "It's HBO. They're gonna have nudity. That is what it is."
Right.
And then finally, once I blew through half the season, or the half the season of the first season was over, and she started actually watching, she's like, "Holy shit, this is a really good series." And we were both hooked. It takes her time, but everything I watch still has some form of nudity in it.
There's chills you watching.
I mean, that used to be my criteria when I went into Blockbuster. Be like, does this movie have nudity in it? No, it doesn't. Ah, okay. I'll get something else.
And the curtain, the room in the back.
Yeah. Like, hey, I know that I'm only 17 for the next 3 months, but can I go and can I rent from this room? That's probably inappropriate now that I said it like that.
It's funny. I sent the guys. There's the last Blockbuster that's actually in Oregon that's left, and they're doing like an Airbnb where you can rent out the whole Blockbuster. It's still all intact, and they got the whole thing filled with movies, all VHS.
Oh, fuck
The
yeah.
living room set up, so you can go and stay and just pick out any movie you want, and in the little living room at the Blockbuster.
Dude, that would be fun.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere, though.
Oregon.
Yeah,
Good.
we're in Oregon.
Good. What up, Morning?
I
I see you out there.
totally see like current residents going there and
Still
being.
Still trying to use their cards.
Yeah.
Knocking at the window. You're here to get my fucking.
Well, I thought I had a really good idea.
Oh yeah, you're.
Like if we did.
Don't ruin it.
Oh,
This
okay.
is
All
our.
right.
We have to get our seed money to make it happen.
Don't give it away for free. And I'm the idiot that's
Yeah.
always like, "Oh, well, I've got documentation that I had this idea on this day on this podcast." And I'm like, "Yeah, you still shouldn't say it." I've given away all my great commercial ideas just for free because it's a great idea. If somebody else does it, I'm like, "Hey, that was my idea. Give me my money. Sue them. I can prove I had this idea." Look at all these podcasts.
Does it work though?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Anybody successfully sued somebody because they said something on a podcast and took the idea and ran with it?
Maybe. I don't know. But who fucking knows, man? The world is a...
We kind of find them.
They say that the trick is... They say the trick is to put it in an envelope and mail it to yourself so that it has the postal, like a government sealed document now because it's sealed by the United States Postal Service. And if you do not open it, like it's like you have sealed documentation that, okay, I wrote this on this date that is inside this envelope that has never been opened and that is sealed by the United States Post Office. Like this has government seal on it that says that this has not been tampered with or opened. So that's a cheap
I feel
copyright.
like that could be fun though. Like, because the U.S. Postal Service is technically not a government agency.
Those sons of
It's not.
bitches.
Privately funded.
So you mean they're privately in the
No
negative?
tax dollars are funding.
So they're just whose money are they losing every year?
Profits
So they're making nothing. 'Cause they're
Well-
always in the negative.
in the tax records. Yes, always take.
Everybody.
Now, the Postal Service pension is federally ran, but that's the only reason I know this is because my father-in-law is a postal.
Doesn't say what kind of conspiracy shit you starting.
Like Cliff Clavin. Hey, little known fact, postmen actually don't work for the government here. Oh, that's
a good
funny.
impression. You said it's like it.
Yeah, little known fact. I love that. I just realized too that somebody put in the comments that I may have put the wrong episode number on. Oh yeah, I did put the wrong episode number on. This is actually number 18, not number 17. Whoops. It's been a while since we've done one of these, or since I've done one of these. I've been doing a lot of those Yonder live streams, man, with over like just basically giving another angle of Red Band and the guys and the crew in VR chat and shit. But really need to get back on the ball with podcasting a lot more. Just like you guys, and we're gonna wrap this thing up if that's all right with y'all. So you guys release weekly, or do you just kind of like whenever you get around to it?
We want a week at least.
This summer has been pretty difficult because of COVID and
Right.
have just been going on in general. But every single week we try to push out an episode.
Well,
Who do we put them out? Tuesday?
That's a department.
well, guys, you can.
I don't know. We're totally
Yeah, we fucked that. Ask Albert. Call Albert. Phone Albert.
However, you can find every single one of our episodes at amigospc.net.
Exactly. At amigospc.net. I actually, if you check the comments on Periscope, Twitter, or YouTube, I've linked that up in the comments. That will also be linked up in the description of all of these episodes, amigospc.net. And also under the Drama City Productions umbrella, could I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're definitely part of Drama City Productions. We see them in every episode.
Yeah. So all the family, the Drama City Productions extended family, and we're all in it. That's right. All right, let's see here what we've got. So go to amigospc.net, and the way to spell that is on the screen right up there. Did I point the right direction? I think I did. That right up in that corner up there is how to spell it. Go to dramacityproductions.com. Right, yep, there it is, right above you. dramacityproductions.com. dramacityproductions.com/Kelsey Hudgins Show. Go to screwballwhiskey.com, SKREWballwhiskey.com. Tomorrow's stories begin right here. All other peanut butter whiskeys are posers. They are not the original peanut butter whiskey. The one and only original peanut butter whiskey is, of course, Screwball Whiskey. Hashtag get screwed. Hashtag screw it forward. Follow my brother Kerry on the road at Kreko, Kreko on Instagram. Follow Screwball Whiskey doing a 6,000-mile road trip around the country, performing random acts of kindness every day, somewhere random, wherever they decide to stop. Go follow Kerry on Instagram to stay up to date with everything they've got going on there. And, of course, screwballwhiskey.com. Follow me on Instagram at YonderWizard. The way to spell it is scrolling across right now. On Twitter at Kelsey Hudgins. And I'm pretty sure at Amigos PC on Instagram and Twitter.
Everywhere.
All over the place. At Amigos PC everywhere. And in a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. It's not that hard. Be a good person. Peace, bitches.